to those of you that have complimented me on this art piece, I want to thank you. But at the same time, I want to let you know I hate it. I don't like this piece. I don't know what it is about it, but I just feel like I never quite got or grasped what I was trying to express. And as I've had some downtime to think about how I want to move forward with my business and my artwork and my dream of making money as a full-time artist, I've had a lot of time to think about, how much I've grown. I've celebrated my wins this year. Some of those wins were being, published in a magazine, an art magazine. I did my first art show this year, and it was downtown LA. It was super exciting and really successful. It made me feel like a real artist. I, as many of you know, have started posting on YouTube again full-time. Or not full-time, but consistently. I've been consistently posting on YouTube once a week since June. So it's been about 6 months, and I've noticed a stagnant energy in myself, and it's reflecting in the amount of subscribers I've been gaining. It's also become stagnant, and so I've just been taking some time to reflect on that as I have some time off over winter break. And what I have found is that I need to explore how I express myself in a completely unique way as an artist. What am I trying to say? How do I paint? Yes, I can look at something and I can draw what I see. I practice drawing from and painting from my imagination as well. And here on YouTube, over the last 6 months, I've predominantly done tutorials. I'd like to switch it up. I'd still like to do tutorials. I love showing people how to do things. I love making things cute. And sharing that with you guys here is something I really enjoy. But I have noticed when I have been focusing solely on trying to get a video out once a week, especially tutorial, I have not been exploring how I paint, how I express myself as a unique artist, and who I want to be as an artist. So exploring and finding my unique expression is kind of my goal for 2024. It was really interesting over the break. My husband got me, not the break, but over the holidays, my husband, he got me a magazine called Juxtapose. It's an art magazine. And I started looking through it, and it's not, every artist has a unique way of telling a story. And I guess that is what I want to find. So I'm taking on this journey of an art piece that didn't really turn out the way I wanted it to. I feel like I never finished because it was one of the biggest paintings and canvases I've ever tried to play on. And so here I am. I've never, and I think it's good to switch it up. As an artist, you need to explore different mediums. You need to play around and put things together that might not go together, but you find a way as an artist to put those things together. Now, not to spoil the end, but I have not finished this piece yet. And so if you do want to come back and see how this piece turned out, you're going to have to watch part 2 next week. Because that's another goal of mine. I'm not trying to force myself to create a painting once a week, especially when I am also holding a job. I think realistically I need to just slow down as I explore. But yeah, this is my first time playing around with joint compound. I think that's what it's called. And I just had some in my cupboard. I thought, you know what? It would be super fun to bring some 3-dimensional characteristics to my painting. In my heart as an artist, I have always been super interested in clay. Clay and sculpture is one of my favorite mediums. It's something I would like to explore more. It's just been a bit challenging because I've been raising and forming, future citizens of our world. I've been a mom, and that sometimes takes a priority over my own creative exploration, but I am trying my best to carve time out for my creativity. I really like the way that this playing around with this joint compound turned out. Like I was saying, it inspired me to do a whole series, and I think I'm going to continue working with joint compound with my canvases moving forward, just in a different way. So like this was a whole process. This was a whole experiment, and as you see throughout the video, there's things that I tried and I feel like they didn't work. They didn't work how I thought they would in my mind. Even the flowers along the side, it's like I've tried painting them so many times, and I just did not like the way they worked out. But the thing is if, it's good to not get too attached. Something I've done as an artist, like as a creative person, is I've never felt super attached to any piece or product that I've ever created, because I know that part of the creative process is a journey of learning. So like right now what I'm doing is I'm playing and I'm learning about how this medium works and how it comes together. And so if it doesn't work out the way I want it to, it's like not a big deal, because I have learned how to make it better for the next painting. I learned what works, what doesn't work, what do I like, what am I gonna continue using, and what am I going to do differently the next time I paint something like this. Because like as you can see here, I painted all of those leaves green and it took forever, but I ended up wanting to paint over the whole thing because there was still like white pieces, and I just didn't feel like it translated what I had in my imagination the way I thought it would. So I'm just kind of starting over. I mean, even the painting itself, this is a huge piece of canvas. It took me hours to paint this female figure, and I was okay with painting over it because it didn't speak to me the way I thought it was, didn't inspire me. It was like I was trying too hard to make it something, and what I'm learning to do now is to get and tap into my flow state. So I'm not so much in my thinking brain, but I'm just in my body creating the artwork. I've practiced hundreds of times how to draw an eye, how to draw a nose, how to create the shadows. And so like I'm trying to just let my body and like intuitively feel out like, where am I going to put this color? What am I going to do next? And I'm not asking myself those questions. I'm, like I said, tapping into my body and getting into my flow to create something. So it's more of a feeling. It's more of me following the impulse to create. If that may or may not make sense to people. I think that if you're an artist, you understand when you're in the flow, because sometimes you can create things you never imagined you could create when you're in that feeling state of creation. If you guys like videos like this, this is kind of the direction I think I will be headed for at least half of my videos, if not more. I'm just really trying to feel through what I'm creating, and this feels good to me. This feels right. So if you enjoy this type of content, definitely subscribe. I will have part 2 available next week, so if you want to see that, join me next week. And we'll see how this turns out. I love how the direction this painting is going. I feel like it's so much more an expression of myself than just like trying to paint something that I'm looking at. And I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Like I said before, feel free to subscribe, hit the like button, comment down below what do you think. And I'll see you guys next week for another video, and have a great Happy New Year.